Hey guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Darkest for everybody that's new here, and this is Darkest Library. So I realized that I haven't properly introduced myself, so we're gonna do that by using the BookTube Newbie Tag. So come right along and let's get straight into it. All right, so the first question is, why did you start this channel? Okay, I've always been like a YouTube kid. I love YouTube. I love watching long form video. So I think the reason why I started this channel is just to have like another community of book readers, to have like this little community that we can expand on and just like talk about book, because why not? And I'm also trying to get out of my comfort zone and read a little bit more, so I think this is gonna be good for me. And who knows, it's gonna be very, very interesting, so come right along. Okay, the second question is, okay, I have my thing right here. The second question is, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to BookTube? Okay, so me personally, I read quite diversely. I read diversely a lot, and I read mostly like queer stories, anything that's like, even if I'm getting out of my comfort zone, it has to be like queer adjacent. So I think I can just bring a little touch of diversity and queerness to this space. So, I love that for me. All right. And next question is, what are you most excited for about this new channel? I think I want these channels to be a safe space for me personally, but like a safe space for a lot of people, okay? Because I'm of the thinking that, you have to create maybe a little bit safe space for yourself on the internet, because the internet can be very horrible and nasty. So I just want to create this little safe space for people that can come and we can talk about books, because at the end of the day, we're all here to talk about like everything that we love, the books that we love reading and everything like that. So I'm super excited about that area. I think it's gonna be very fun and just like very excited. So I don't know. And the next question is, why do you love reading? Okay, me for me, reading has helped me a lot. Like reading have like helped me out of like the most horrible situation I can ever think of. So it's such as a comfort for me, as a comfort, as an escape. So it's just something that I love doing. I love just reading and lose myself into new world. So that's why I love reading so much. All right, the next question is, when did you start reading? I think like a lot of us, I started on Wattpad. I remember when I was like 13 or 14, my cousin introduced me to Wattpad, and it has been like a downhill ever since then. But at one point, I think I stopped because my dad was forcing me to read all of this nonfiction, like about economic, and I'm like, what is this? I don't want to do this. So I stopped a little bit, but I was still like on Wattpad and everything. So I've been reading for a while now. I think I've been reading for a long, long, long time. Next question is, what book got you into reading? I don't have like a specific book that got me into reading, but I remember the book that I was in, the Wattpad book that I was in love with. Like I can remember the plot and everything to this day. I think it was this story about this girl getting into like an arranged marriage with this mafia person. I think that's what it is. I believe that's what it is. And it was incredible. Okay. I can't even find the story anymore, but it was incredible. I think that feeling was what I have been chasing for so long. So, I love it. I love it here. Okay, I love it here. Next question is, what kind of book do you like to read? For a while, I was only reading romance, because I think like my thinking was, if I have to read something, please give me a happily ever after, because this world is shit as it is. But for this recent year, I've get out of my comfort zone. I'm now more into my fantasy. I'm getting a little bit into sci-fi, but everything that I read, it has to be like a queer element to it. It happens like sometimes, even if like I'm not good, I'm not looking for a queer book, they just find me randomly. That's what happened when I started like the Broken Earth trilogy. I was reading that book, and then the queerness, I was like, I know you're gonna find me. I know queerness is always gonna come find me. So it was a surprise. Yeah. So even if I'm getting out of my comfort zone, because lately I've been trying to get into literary fiction, and I always do it in a sense that like I would get out of my comfort zone to read another genre, but there has to be like a queerness to it. So that's why I love doing. I love reading like romance, fantasy, and now I'm getting into like literary fiction. So yeah, that's why I love reading some of my favorite books are like the Broken Earth trilogy that I just mentioned. This is How You Lose the Time War. One of my favorite books is right here is Loving the Legend. It's a very phenomenal romance that I absolutely love. So that's some of the books that I love to read. And next is, when do you read? Every time, every time, every day, every hour or every day, I read if I need to. I don't have like specific time that I designate for reading. It's like if I have a little time, I can sit down, I'm gonna read. That's why like I have a Kindle app on my phone. Even though I have a Kindle, it's just like any word that I can read, I'm gonna read. That's just how it is. But most of the time before I go to sleep, I usually read a little bit before I go to sleep. And next is, what does your book collection look like? My book collection, like I was saying before, is a lot of romance because that's what I read more of. It's a lot of romance, a lot of fantasy. Like this shelf behind me is mostly fantasy, and the other shelf that I have over there, they're like mostly romance. So the book that you're gonna find on my shelf, we have like a Quake Emeze. I'm just not getting into them. They're fantastic. I love the way they write. You will find like N.K. Jemisin, also fantastic. I have some Veronica Roth. I didn't really like the Divergent series, but they have this new series called The Curse Bearer. It's also one of my favorite series. That you have like, I'm getting into nonfiction, so I have a little shelf right here of nonfiction, and a lot of it is just like queer romance. You have some queer fantasy all the way at the top. So it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot over here. Yeah. So mostly you're gonna find like fantasy, romance, and the little fiction that I'm getting into, the nonfiction that I'm now getting back into, and some literary fiction. So that's why you'll see mostly on my shelf. The next question is, question to your favorite booktubers. I think one of the question that I have for my favorite booktuber will be like, how do you keep going? Because I know like YouTube is like a different platform from TikTok, but like, how do you keep going, and what gave you the motivation to keep going and keep creating content that we all love? So, and next question is the challenge to overcome. I think one of the challenge that I want to overcome is like actually talking to like a camera for like a long time. Most of the time it's like I have a lot of thought. I usually have like a lot of thought in like the book discourse that we usually have, but most of the time, like I don't think anybody want to hear what I have to say about it. So I think I want to get out of that mind of like not adding my voice to a discourse like that I think people might actually like. So I think that's what it is. I think I just have to get out of that feeling of being an imposter and actually start talking. So I think that's what I'm trying to overcome. And so we're gonna see how that's it's gonna go. So that is our BookTube Newbie Tag. If anything that I've said right now is something that align with you, I mean, with that I do not like problematic authors. Like you're not gonna find any of them here. I am of the mind that like book is political and reading is political. The act of accessing book is political of itself, and I'm one of those people that research the author that I'm reading. I'm gonna go look into them. If I'm gonna buy an author and put it on my shelf, I want to know that they did not a horrible person. So that is just me. That's what I am. And hopefully you will come along with me as we get more into like getting out of our comfort zone, reading out of like what we used to. And yeah, that's all I got to say. Thank you so much. If you're still here, thank you so much, and come along for the new adventures that we have coming. So I'm gonna stop talking now. Anyway, I love you guys. Mwah. Virtual forehead kisses to everybody, and as always, free Palestine, free Congo, and free Sudan.